Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Rachel and I am knitting. Not right now, but most of the time. And actually today, I'm going to be adding a new skill to my toolbox of crafting, I don't know, shenanigans, and that's rug tufting. So, you may have seen in the video title, but Clawlab is partnering with me to help me learn rug tufting. So they very generously sent me a whole rug tufting kit. Actually, they sent me two, which I'll tell you about more in a little bit. But yeah, I'm gonna learn rug tufting. This is something that I've wanted to learn for years. And I have to tell you, I'm a little scared though, because I finally got to try it for the first time in October of last year. Liz Spillane had a setup at her house in Ireland, and we went there on my October Irish knitting tour. She said, I saw you posted on Instagram, or you commented on Instagram, that you really wanted to try rug tufting. Here you go, give it a shot. I sat down, I tried it, and I ripped a big hole in her canvas. So I'm really, I'm really starting at the bottom, okay? So we are going to learn this together, and I just thought it would be fun to bring you along. So I'm going to be working on getting this skill in my toolbox throughout the month of June. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd, so I've got a good amount of time to practice. So my goal for today is just to unbox this honkin' box and get it set up. So hopefully I have enough room here. We will find out together, but let's get this opened. I haven't really done much research on what to expect when I open this box, so that's exciting. We will find out together. I think I'm gonna lay it down to open it, or maybe I can just put it up here. I'll move my precious pottery items so I don't risk anything. Vase from Nicholas Moss. Teapot I got on eBay. That's the same from the set I had as a child. And a little lamb from Belique Pottery. Oh, so cute. But we must protect them, so away they go. Okay, check it out. Here's the first glimpse of what's in the box. We've got some yarn to start with. Fabulous. We've got the tufting gun itself. Let's see what's in this foam. I think this was just to keep things packed well. We've got cloth of some sort, so I'll set that aside. We'll figure that out. And then I guess this is the frame. So you take that piece of cardboard out, and then here's what it looks like. Got the frame all packed in here. We've got our instruction manual. We've got canvas. Oh, that's a nice big sheet. Big sheet of canvas. And then the frame. Okay, I got the box emptied out, so let's get to assembling. It comes with a little bag of these, which I'm sure are important. And then there's little screws, and then this like screwdriver tool. I just love it when people send you tools to assemble your new toys. It just does something to me. Okay, literature is important, reading is fundamental, so let's look at these instructions. All is well, it just fell over. Choose a spacious area for assembly. I think this will be fine. For safety, please complete the installation on the ground to prevent parts from falling and causing injury. Okay, see you down there. Hello from the ground. Enjoy a time lapse of me setting this up. let me give you an update. It's all set up, but what I'm having issues with right now is figuring out tensioning it, because basically I can get it tensioned up here on the sides, but it's really down here on the bottom that's giving me trouble. So I think that I'm going to try to redo it, and I don't know if I want to do that today. I really don't. So I'll try one more time, and then if it's not happening, then that will be a job for tomorrow. I'm gonna look on the Clawlab Instagram, because I'm also wondering if maybe it should be set up with the fabric with these lines. Can you see there's like orange lines on the fabric, with them going horizontal instead of vertical? Let's see. No, this one has it vertical, like me. Look at the cute things you can make. So I'll keep it like this, but I'll just try and retension it. All right, let's do it. I figured out the problem. It's that this rod down here is loose, so it's making it so the fabric can't be tight in there, because it, like the rod itself, will never be tight enough. So I may have to totally disassemble it and start over, which I definitely don't want to do right now. I don't know about today, but definitely not right now. So I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back when I'm ready to re-tackle this assembly. Okay, hello again. So when last we spoke, I was a little overwhelmed with setting up the tufting frame, and this is not the next day. It's not, it's about a week later. It's a week later. I have to tell you, I have been kicking the bucket down the road. I've been procrastinating because I've just been scared to start and be bad at it, but you have to start somewhere. You have to. So I'm being brave today, and we've got it all set up. So initially, as you may remember, why I was overwhelmed is I thought I set it up incorrectly. But then I looked at a few videos on the Clawlab YouTube page, and I determined, actually, I didn't set it up incorrectly. My concern at the time, oh, excuse me, bumped into it with my chair. My concern at the time was that it wasn't tight enough on the bottom, and the two rods that function to keep the fabric in place, there was it was easy to move them apart from each other. But turns out what I really did wrong had nothing to do with the assembly of the frame. It was because when I fed the fabric through, I didn't leave enough excess at the bottom to twist it up and really make sure that fabric was tight. So I disassembled the frame. I watched the videos. I realized, oh, maybe I didn't assemble it incorrectly after all. So I reassembled it, I put it back up here, I fed the fabric through with enough excess, tightened it up, and now it is, I think, good to go. So I took the plastic off of the tufting gun box, and I'm ready to open it up. So this is the Clawlab Tufting Gun H1, and it says, "Where art meets innovation." So that's exciting. Let's open this up and see what we're working with. Ooh, this is nice. So inside the box, we've got the Clawlab case. So that's really nice. It comes in this zippered case, so you don't have to worry about keeping it all in the box. And it's like a hard shell case. That's really nice. Inside, we've got the tufting gun, the power cord, and oh, it's like 2 compartments. So up here, this, I think, based on what I read, is lubrication oil and a cleaning brush, yarn feeders. So we'll see how those will come into play. But yeah, what a cute little carrying case. I love that it all fits in the place it needs to go. So it's not going to be jumbled or messy in here, and everything has its home. So here's the power cord. I guess it's connected via this cable. I don't know what these cables are called. It reminds me of an aux cord, except it's fat. What are those called? I don't know, but that's what it is. Okay, that's all good to go. I really just want to start. I just want to dive in and start, but seeing as I have absolutely zero experience with rug tufting, I've never even used a punch needle, which is like the analog version of rug tufting. I mean, I'm sure there's more nuances between the two crafts, but basically I am a total newbie. I have no experience at all. So let me read through these instructions and see what I need to know. For preparation and basic operation, I first need to remove the protective shield. Okay, ooh, look at that. That is pretty interesting. Okay, what do I do next? I use the regulator. What the heck is the regulator? Oh, okay, that's the regulator. So you take that thing off. And then what do? Do you take the regulator all the way off? I guess so. I'll just put that to the side. Okay, it says slowly loosen the screw. Do not remove it. So I need to find the screwdriver from when I put the frame together. I'm pretty sure it's back here. Oh, actually no, I know where I put it. Got it. Oh my gosh, can you imagine if I had forgotten where I put this? That would have been a disaster. Okay, so it says slowly loosen the screw, but do not remove it, and gently slide the regulator. Slide it where? Oh, okay. Oh, so you just do that. I feel like I didn't even need to do that. Okay, so I guess the whole point of this and moving the regulator is to adjust the size of this teensy weensy hole on the needle on the tufting gun. So like you can slide that to cover the hole partially. Do you see what I'm talking about? And then depending on the size yarn you're using, you can make it work for that. But I feel like I'm just gonna want the biggest opening possible because I'm gonna be using the yarn that's provided. So after you adjust, you tighten the screw. So basically I'm just putting it back in the position it was in. Fabulous. And then reattach the front cover. Okay, I can do that. Okay, now it wants me to thread the machine. In this bag, see those teensy weensy thin wires? I think those are the needle threaders. So let me grab one of those. Here's what it looks like. Oh, can you see it? It is so teensy weensy. Thin, thin, thin. So I use that to thread the yarn through. Here's the yarn that they provide with the tufting kit. And in my heart of hearts, I want to start with purple. However, as I've established, I don't know anything about this. So I'm going to use just this red, which I have no attachment to. So if I'm really, really bad to start, it's not going to break my heart if it doesn't go well with the red. I can try again with a color I like better once I know what I'm doing. It is worth noting that it says to always have the machine turned off when you're threading, and I think that's very sensible. It's not even plugged in right now, so I should be safe. Okay, so I need to go first through this hole up here, and then down through this hole in the actual needle. Okay, I think that's correct. Let me double check here. Okay, yeah, so now it basically says to plug it in and connect it to the power. Before I plug it in, I'm gonna just read through the quick operation technique. It says, hold the tufting gun firmly and insert the needle into the tufting fabric, keeping the gun perpendicular to the fabric surface for optimal results. Alexa, what does perpendicular mean?
Perpendicular means meeting at right angles, like the corner of a square. Think of it like two friends doing a perfect high five, hands meeting at exactly 90 degrees.
Thank you. I'm gonna hold it like straight up, not like at an angle when I'm against the fabric. So straight against the fabric, perpendicular. It says have forward pressure only. So while tufting, apply force solely in the forward direction. Avoid pressing upwards or downwards. Do not lift or pull the tufting gun in any other direction. Instead, allow the tufting gun to guide your hands, ensuring smooth and controlled movement. So this diagram kind of shows you want perpendicular, 90 degrees, not angled up, not angled down. For curved paths, gently guide the tufting gun to follow the curve, allowing it to move smoothly along the desired patterns. That is where the instructions begin and end. The next page is all about project maintenance. So, good news and bad news. The good news is it should be easy enough if the instructions are so short. Bad news is the instructions are so short. So, hopefully I can do this. I know I can do this, okay? I know I can do this, but you know, I get in my head a little bit. So let's plug this in and see what happens. Okay, it's plugged in. I'm gonna hit the power button. Oh, it's not a button, it's a toggle. Okay, I just moved it down. Oh, and look, the LEDs came on. Okay, does the yarn really just hang down on the side? Yeah, it doesn't say anything about threading it through another portion of the thing, so I guess this is it. Okay, let's test it. Oh, that's cool. That is very cool. Also, I should say, this apparently is a speed controller. Maybe I should read about that. The rear rotary knob controls the tufting speed. The green LED ring indicates the current speed. A fully lit green ring represents the maximum speed of 20 stitches per second, while a quarter lit green ring corresponds to a speed of 5 stitches per second with increments in between and so forth. Okay, so let's see which direction is full speed. I think this is slowest, and this is fastest. So to speed it up, you would go clockwise. To slow it down, you'd go counterclockwise. That's nuts. Look at this. Whoa. Okay, I'm gonna have a mess to clean up because I probably shouldn't point that at myself when it's plugged in. It like snips the yarn. There's like a thing that comes out and snips the yarn. So now I've just got a bunch of yarn remnants at my feet. Okay, let's do it. Are you ready? Hold my hand. Take my hand. We can do it. Okay, let's do it. I can do this. I can do this. Ready? Didn't do it. It's not, oh my gosh. I poked a hole in the fabric. Okay, we're gonna try again. We're gonna unplug it while I thread it. Stand by. Why did that happen? See, I knew I had a good reason to be afraid of trying something new. I knew it. As I'm threading this, I just wanna say, by the end of this video, I'm gonna have such a cheery outlook on this, I'm hoping, and I'm going to be so excited about my new skill. So my griping now is not necessarily an indication that this isn't exciting. It's just griping about, you know, not being immediately perfect about at something, which is annoying, you know? I'm sure some of you relate. I'm sure a lot of you relate. Okay, I've got it rethreaded. So I wonder if I should have it going before I insert the gun into the fabric. I don't know. I'll try it both ways. Okay, that was better, but not correct still. Why is this not working? Okay, so I tried it starting, not in. I mean, I pulled the trigger before it was in the fabric, and that didn't work either. Okay, let's try this. Stick it in, push hard. That's sort of working. Is it? Sort of. Not totally. What's it look like on the other side? Not great. Not great. Okay, I'm just gonna keep trying for a little bit and then I'll talk about my feelings. Okay, enjoy. Why are you being difficult? Okay, it unthreaded itself again, so I'm just gonna take this as a sign to show you up close and personal what's going on over here. Okay, so some of the stuff is staying in, but it's not, I don't think it's how it should be. Like, it's kind of just flopping out. And do you see what I mean about the mess I have on my hands here? So, you know, in theory, all of this should be staying in the fabric, and let's see what the back looks like here. I don't feel like that's correct. So see how it's not really staying put? So I'm definitely doing something wrong, which means there's good news and bad news. The good news is that once I figure this out, I can tell you what I did wrong so you can avoid making the same mistake that I did. That is currently a mystery to me. I mean, the bad news is that I'm currently doing something wrong. I don't know what the problem is. So I'm gonna take a break. I'm going to do some research, and I'm gonna come back probably tomorrow and try again. All right, see you then. Hello, my friends. It is not the next day. It is several days later, and if you have a keen eye, you may notice that there's additional tufting that has happened on this fabric. And the good news is this was an incredibly easy fix. So the problem that I was encountering, the problem I was having, I should say, is I was going into the fabric and then bringing the tufting gun from top to bottom, and that was creating tears in the fabric. Through a quick Google search and the viewing of about a minute-long YouTube video on Clawlab's channel, I learned that you need to always go from bottom to top when you're tufting. And so these lines here that I did are the correct version, the correct way to do it. So I'm back at it again today. And I think what I want to do is I want to practice with a few more lines just to really make sure I know what I'm doing. I did a curved line here, but I want to practice a little bit more, and then I want to make a set of sheep coasters. Okay, and let me show you the vision. So the other day when I was cleaning up my craft room, I saw this little sheep ornament that I still have yet to put away. I got this at Liz Christie's studio, Swallow Studio, and I just thought it was so cute, and I thought it would be such a cute idea to try to tuft. So in the yarn that comes in the tufting kit from Clawlab, there's all sorts of different colors. I think that it would be really fun to make a set of coasters, and I say coasters just because I want to make a few different things and use this fabric instead of just for one great big thing, a few small things just so I can really practice. And then, yeah, so I want to fit a bunch of things on here. So my first thought was a set of coasters. I didn't know what shape I would do or what, but I think I want to try and do a little sheep. So basically it's going to require 2 colors per sheep. One color for the head and the legs, and then one color for the wool. So I'm just gonna have fun with it, I think. So practice first, and then we'll reassess. We'll see if I'm ready to start the sheep. But I feel like now that I know you go from bottom to top, it just unlocked all the possibilities for me. So I'm really excited about this. Let's try it out. I might run into some issues when I try and go sideways. Let me just see. Okay, so I think my problem when I try to go sideways is that I like am messing with the angle of the gun, because you're supposed to keep it perpendicular. Remember that $5 word. So I'm just gonna practice a little bit more, and then we'll just see what happens. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Okay, let's see what it looks like on the other side. Yeah, you can definitely tell the spots where the tufting worked, like here, where it's still intact, and then the spots where it did not work, which would be these kind of sparsely tufted areas. I don't know if I'm just a scaredy cat, but even like trying this curved line here and it being kind of difficult, like, I don't know, it's kind of scaring me to do a sheep. Like, is that biting off more than I can chew? Maybe. We're just gonna see what happens, okay? If I totally wreck this fabric, I can just get more and it'll be okay. Let's draw the design on it. And by let's, I mean, I'm gonna do that because, you know, it's impossible for you to do that. You're in, let me get my pen. I don't really know if there's a special pen you should use for this, but I just have an old Sharpie. It might be too dry. We'll just try, okay? I'll try. Gosh, this is gonna be bleak. Okay, I think I'm just gonna, listen, if you have like a projector or something, or I think I've seen people even like print it out and then just trace on it. I'm just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna go with it. So to make a sheep, I'm just gonna do a fluffy body. Please don't make fun of me, okay? I'm an artist. We'll go like this. Oh, that's awful. And then maybe a little tail. Is that too detailed? I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe one sheep is, no, I'll do two sheep. And they're not gonna be the same. That's for sure, since I'm just freehanding this. Oh my gosh. It's art. It's okay if it looks funny. Art is subjective. I don't know if it should be this hard. I don't know. But there's two sheep, okay? And then I think it would be fun to do like, I don't know, a coaster. Just like a coaster. just a coaster, okay? So we'll do like a circle. That's probably big enough for a mug. And then it can just be like a flower. I don't know about this. I just don't know. We're just gonna go with it, okay? We're just gonna go with it. Maybe I should start with a square and just like not make it so difficult. And then I'll just do, I don't know, practice colors. Yeah, why not? Actually, yeah, that's what we'll do. Here are my designs I made. Sheep 1, sheep 2, flower coaster thing, and a square coaster thing. So let's see what happens. I feel like what would bring me most joy at this time would be to have a purple sheep. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use purple for the wool. Okay, are you ready? Ah, I'm nervous. It's okay, it'll be okay. All right, let's do it. Okay, I think maybe I should have done the detail on the face first and the ears and stuff. So I'm just gonna pivot really quickly and do that. All right, the black is threaded. So we will try this again. You know, when I was drawing these sheep, I thought, this is a simple enough design. It will, oh, my yarn fell out. It will, you know, definitely be doable. I disagree with that assessment now. I think I should have started a little simpler. All part of the learning process, which is fun sometimes, but some days you just don't want to learn anything else in life, you know? You just want to know what you know and be done. Okay, let's see what it looks like on the other side. I'm not hopeful with this. Oh, hey, that's actually not that bad. You can definitely tell that it's an animal of some kind. Right? I don't know. I think I'm gonna move away from the sheep design and try, I guess the square. Let's just get lines figured out before I try to do shapes. Okay? Okay, I went ahead and just did the whole square in purple, so let's see what it looks like on the other side. That does not look half bad. Okay, how about a nice fun border? Let's try that. I think I'm gonna try it with some of this yellow yarn around the border. So really, we're just experimenting here. There are no rules. We've abandoned the sheep, okay? Stop trying to make the sheep happen. I may revisit it after I get a little braver. But during this square, I definitely was reminded of the importance of pushing hard against the fabric to keep that tension there between the fabric and the yarn and the tufting gun. This yarn really wants to be in a knot, but that's just not the future that I have envisioned for it. Do I want to try and do a curved border? I think just having a line around it will be fine. This is so fun. Let's see what it looks like from the back. Okay, once again, not too shabby. I'm kind of wondering now if it would work for me to add detail. I don't know. I think what I want to do, because this line on the back is kind of lost, or maybe it was just the angle I was looking at, but I think another row or maybe a few more rows of yellow, just to really make sure we know it's there. and then we'll see where we're at after that. Okay, let's check out the back. I like that. I think that square is done. It is so simple, but I made it. What do you think? Should we accept the win and walk away and take a break and come back later and, you know, try to continue riding this wave? Or should we not take the win and keep going and revisit the sheep? Maybe, or maybe the flower. Let's try the flower because I already have yellow. We'll see what happens. Yes! I can do anything. I just made a circle. A circle in my rug tufting. I feel like I could punch through a wall. Here's the flower I just tufted from the front, and here it is from the back. This is the side that will actually be facing when it's finished. It does not look very much like a flower from this side. I think though it's time to revisit this sheep. Okay, so I'm running into kind of an issue where the tension is coming loose. So I'm holding it down here as I tuft to keep the tension. I think this just goes back to the problem that I thought I had when I first was setting it up, where maybe I just need to revisit that again, but not right now. I'm in the middle of making art. It's so hard to tell if it's where you want it to be. And it's so interesting because like on this side, the sheep looks absolutely horrible. On this side, the flower looks more like a flower than it does on the other side. So I'm hoping the sheep looks better on the other side and that these are like the inverse of each other, because if this is the side where it looks better, God help me. I think that looks respectable in terms of being a sheep. Don't you think? So what do you think? Should I try and do this other sheep or should I do a different shape? I had great success with the square, so I kind of just want to make more squares. And then I'll have a nice little coaster set. I'll have an unconventionally beautiful flower. I will have an unconventionally beautiful sheep. I will have a decent square, and then maybe I can make 2 more squares. I think that's what I'll do. Okay, so since I need to rethread it anyway, I'll take this opportunity to show you how this tufting gun works. So I have it on the lowest setting, and you have the yarn threaded through this, and this pokey thing, this part right here, is what you push through the fabric. And then underneath it, there's a pair of scissors that pop out and cut it. So in slow-mo, maybe you can see. See those scissors coming up? So that makes a lot of sense why they say always have it turned off when you are threading. Really should have it unplugged to be as safe as possible. But let me get this green back through here and we will continue. Okay, everybody, team meeting. This is probably as far as I'm going to go today for a few reasons. Number one, I feel like spinning, so I want to pivot what craft I do for the next little bit of today. And number two, I've pretty much run out of real estate. I've got a nice set of 4 square-ish coasters, and I had a lot of fun experimenting with different colors. And on the other side, which I'll show you in a second, it looks like almost like a shag carpet with multi-dimensional colors. Like it's not just one color. So that's really fun. And then I've got this wonky flower and then my equally, if not more wonky sheep. So I'm just going to keep it up here for now. I need to get some glue to finish it and make it, you know, a properly finished, complete piece or pieces. My little coaster set, so funny. But I had a lot of fun, and I'll take you along for the next stage of the process. So I'm going to go spin, and you keep doing whatever you're doing, and I'll see you back here for the next stage of the process. Hey everybody, it's a little bit later and I'm ready to finish my rug tufting masterpieces. I'm really happy with how they turned out, but I'm even more excited to get them off of the Clawlab frame and done. So I ordered this adhesive powder that Clawlab recommended to me from Amazon. It's called DTF Powder Adhesive. And if I understand it, you like sprinkle it on the fabric and I think then you iron it. So in order to do that, I need to get the fabric off of the frame. Okay, the fabric is removed. I'm gonna go grab the ironing board so I can get the adhesive powder working. But look. It's really interesting to see from the other side what the shapes look like. Obviously this red section where I was first learning, you know, that's just not salvageable, but these shapes are going to be pretty fun, I think. Okay, I've kind of got my little workstation set up over here. I have to tell you, I don't usually use the iron or the ironing board. This is not my territory here. DJ uses these every week to get his work clothes ready. But if my clothes are wrinkly, I just feel like that's none of my business. So, it's exciting that we get to use the iron and the ironing board together on this momentous occasion. That doesn't happen very often. Okay, the iron is heating up. While it's doing that, let me tell you about the supplies that I've gathered about myself. So first of all, I've got the adhesive powder, and it basically just looks like really, really fine white sand, or like even just like granulated sugar. Can you see it in there? So I'm going to sprinkle this on, and then I'm going to put parchment paper on top, and then I'm going to iron it to activate the glue. And as I understand it, with the heat, it will like turn from this dry powder into adhesive, and then it will secure all of the yarn on the back of these coasters so they don't unravel. And then after that's done, I think that I'm gonna hot glue this backing fabric that comes with the tufting kit, and then we'll see how it goes. See what the shapes look like. They feel really fluffy and cushy, so I'm excited. I feel like that's promising. So let's get this ironed, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I did my best to evenly iron each of these shapes, and it's really, really cool to see how the powder turns to adhesive. Let me show you. So when I first put the adhesive powder down, it was like sand, and then the heat really activated it. It's tacky now, like I just covered it in glue or Mod Podge. That's so cool. Don't you just love it when science feels like a magic trick? I just think that is so cool. Okay, so peeling off the rest of the parchment paper, it looks like there are definitely some spots that I need to go over again. So I'll do that quickly and then we'll go from there. Okay, I'm happy with that. The iron is unplugged, the parchment paper is removed, and I think I'm ready to cut these shapes out. I think if I were to do this again, I might prefer using like actual wet glue over the adhesive powder, just because it's a little messy and I found it a little tricky knowing how much to put. But I think, you know, it's just another piece of evidence saying that there's a learning curve to this. And I was thinking about this, like, let's see, maybe cumulatively I rug tufted for a couple hours. So really, I know nothing. I know nothing. I'm a total beginner. But the one thing I do know is really the one thing that matters, which is I had so much fun. So I know that I want to keep learning and keep practicing with rug tufting. And I'm really grateful to have this tufting kit from Clawlab so I can keep practicing and build my skill set, because you're never done learning, are you? And I was thinking of, like, for instance, take knitting. I've been knitting for a long time. It'll be 17 years this December, I think. So a long, long time. Basically my entire adult life, I have been knitting. And with every project, pretty much, I feel like I learn something new, whether that is like a new technique, or even if it's just learning like a new thing that's my preference with my making practice. Like, I prefer doing this over that or the other thing. So you're never not learning, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And I think that includes rug tufting. So I've got all the shapes cut out, and now I think I will hot glue some backing to it. Let me grab my trusty glue gun. I got this a couple years ago, and this glue gun, I got it on Amazon, has a feature that I've never seen on a glue gun before. Maybe this is just standard for glue guns now, but growing up, when I used glue guns, I didn't have a glue gun with this feature, and it's an on-off switch. So you can plug it in, and you don't have to be ready to go yet, which I think is good design. Okay, I'm gonna hot glue these together and finish them up, and then I'll come back here and talk to you about my feelings. Sound good? Great. Okay, I'm ready to talk about my feelings, and first of all, I take back every nice thing I said about my hot glue gun. It just gave me the most trouble. So I only secured the fabric, like the tufting fabric, to the back. I kind of folded it over. And another example of the learning curve, I definitely should have left more space in between the shapes. So when I cut them out, I could better glue them to the back. Like on this one, I think it's a good example. I couldn't even really glue the tufting fabric to the back on this green yellow square. And then my glue gun really just pissed me off to the point where, you know, I said, future Rachel's gonna tackle this sheep. Current Rachel just does not have the fortitude to do so. So I'll show you my finished coasters. I have a beautiful set of 4 squares. We've got the purple and yellow and white. We've got the green and yellow. We've got the purple, white, and pink. And then lastly, the yellow and pink. Look at those. And then my flower, my blue and yellow flower. I did it. I rug tufted. That's so exciting. Now, let me just reiterate. I'm a total beginner. I went into this with absolutely zero rug tufting experience, and that may be completely unbelievable. looking at just the absolute masterpieces that I produced. But I think more realistically, it's quite believable and quite understandable. And I don't know, I think it's important to show that it's okay not to be good at everything right away. It's okay to have a learning curve, you know, and I'm definitely evidence of that. This was so much fun. This is not the last that I'm going to be using this. I'm excited to build my skill set because I feel like, honestly, we can only go up from here, you know, and the sky is truly my oyster and the possibilities are endless. So I'm excited to explore those more and take all of the lessons that I learned with me, like spacing these out a little bit more. I want to try liquid glue over the transfer powder next time. I need to be a little bit more mindful when I'm doing curved lines and different shapes. Definitely the squares were the easiest. So yeah, I'm going to keep learning, keep practicing, and this is a nice historical archive of where I started. So I hope that you enjoyed watching this process. Hopefully you weren't expecting the Sistine Chapel by the end of this video, because this is nowhere close, but it's my Sistine Chapel. You know, like, I'm happy with it. So yeah, now let's get to the most exciting part of the video, which is a whole Clawlab Tufting Kit to give away to one of you. So you can scan this QR code on the screen or go to the video description box to fill out a Google form. This is how we're going to do the giveaway, because, listen up, everybody come close, listen up. There are bad people out there and they're trying to get all of your information, okay? I'm not one of those people. I want as little information as I possibly can get. But I need some information in order for the winner of the giveaway to receive the Clawlab Tufting Kit. I have it in my craft room. I'm looking at it right now across the room from me. I'm going to ship it to one of you. So I need you to fill out the Google form. Let me know your email address, your address, all that stuff, so I know where to ship it. And I'm not going to give that information to anyone. So if you get comments saying you won the giveaway, you know, contact this email or whatever, that's fake. All the information will be good to go once you fill out the Google form. So just go do that, okay? And that's your entry. And then comment down below and let me know what you would make if you won the Clawlab Tufting Kit. So are you going to make a rug? Are you going to make a placemat? Are you going to make coasters? Let me know. I'm eager to hear. And just thank you again for coming along and watching me trip and fall and stumble my way into rug tufting. So this is not the last of my rug tufting, but I'm going to take a break from it for now because my glue gun truly, really pissed me off. So that's all for now. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to enter the giveaway so you can try rug tufting for yourself. And in the meantime, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're working on something that's bringing you joy. And if it's not, put it down, because life is too short to suffer through the hobby we do for enjoyment. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.